What's good, y'all? Shagama Kai. Welcome back to my channel. Make sure you subscribe. Jaden Ivey is one of the better rookies last season as he averaged 16.3 points and 5.2 assists for the Detroit Pistons. Now, while his efficiency wasn't where a lot of people would want it to be, I feel like coming into the NBA as a lead guard with a 25% usage rate, I feel like the flashes that he's shown should make people feel really highly about the rest of his career. He showed a lot of flashes as a great on-ball passer. He showed a lot of flashes, scoring in the mid-range. And he also showed, his breakneck speed, getting downhill, getting to the paint, and then showing that athleticism at the rim. And I think he's going to be a future star, and I think he's perfect for the Pistons, and I'm going to show you why.
On this play, we see Jaden Ivey. He's going to catch it after Killian Hayes passes it, and just a quick behind the back, and he's able to finish with some contact. So we see he has no issue getting, downhill and just using his quick handle to get to his spots. Here on this play, after the little go screen, you see how quick he can get downhill and the explosive athleticism that he always flashes. And here on this play, he's going to do a nice cut through and just show that he can play off of other guys. And just his athleticism around the rim allows him to just rise up for layups. And then here on this play, pick and roll, and we see puts the defender in jail, really savvy play, and it goes around the little inside screen from his teammate to get to the wide open layup. Really savviness from a guy who's so young. And then here on this play, we see he has Scotty Barnes. He's just going to run right past him. And look where he takes off from. And now he's able to just underhand it. So we just see the crazy athleticism already that he has and just how quickly he can make these decisions. Here on this play, once again, attacking off the catch. And then he's able to finish over Isaiah Jackson for the nice layup. And then here on this play, Caleb Martin hits him with a few, in and outs. And then we just see him burst to the rim. Great toss and just great athleticism. He seemingly floats to the rim at times. And then here on this play, we see Drew Holiday is so worried about the drive. All his momentum is going to stop it. And then Jaden Ivey just pulls right up for the mid-range. He shot about 43% from the mid-range this season, which is really good for a guy who isn't that great at threes. So for the mid-range to be a viable counter is just really good. Here we see the greatness in transition as he turned Jordan Clarkson around and he's able to finish with some contact, showing off the craft at the rim. And then here on this play, once again, kind of gets his defender in jail, gets his defender behind him, inside screen, and then he's able to just walk his way to the rim. So we see how you can use inside screens, and he's able to navigate them in order to get to the paint. Here on this play, once again, knocks down the elbow jumper. Great stuff from Jaden Ivey right there. And here on this play, we see in transition, just the speed that he has, and he's able to just finish with his left hand after doing a little in and out to get to the rim. And then here on this play, a little split cross, and then he's able to finish. And just look how fast he's going, for these layups. Sometimes this does not work out, and he misses a lot of layups because he's going so fast. But when he's kind of under control, it looks really good. Here, it just kind of shows the ball to get his two defenders in the air, and then he's able to show the nice crafty finish at the rim. And then here on this play, we're going to see that after the Isaiah Jackson miss, Jaden Ivey, just look at the athleticism. He just takes off from where a big man usually takes off for the dunk. Great stuff right there. Another split cross right here, and he's able to avoid the side that Brook Lopez is at, finish with his right hand. So we see he just has no issue getting downhill. Here, we show that he can be kind of an outside threat, mostly off the catch. He shot 37% on about 2 catch and shoot attempts per game, and I feel like that's really important because for a guy to be so athletic but also not be like a totally abysmal shooter is just really huge. And then here on this play, we see he's just going to dust Jaylen Brown and then finish with some contact from Grant Williams. So just showing once again the greatness that he has at the rim. Just really strong player, going to the rim and whatnot. Great stuff right there. And then here on this play, we see Jaden Ivey is going to get the ball off the handoff, and then he's able to just, space the floor once again and just set his feet, knock down the three-point shot. Great stuff right there from Ivey. Here, Marcus Smart giving him a lot of cushion, so he's just going to step back, knock down the three. He wasn't shy about taking threes this season, but off the dribble, it didn't really go that well. It was really off the catch that, he really shined. And I really like his, shooting motion. It's just really straight, really tight. So I think, moving forward, he should be a pretty solid shooter here. Once again, puts the defender in jail, bounces off of him, and then hits a little leaning mid-range shot. That's a really advanced, kind of savvy move for such a young guy. Just really great stuff from Jaden Ivey. And then here, DiVincenzo one-on-one, and just look how in a second, a little hesitation, he blows right by him, and he's right at the rim for a layup. Great stuff. And then here on this play, we see once again Ivey off ball, and we see how he can attack off the catch. And this is really important because he's going to be playing with Cade Cunningham, Asara Thompson, and Killian Hayes again. So to be able to play off the catch like that, stampede cuts and cutting off the ball is just really important. Here we see how if there's no help in the paint, he can just blow past somebody and get, a really free layup. And then here on this play, once again, attacking off the catch, a nice little left-handed layup, very crafty finishing. And then here on this play, once again, leaving him in a one-on-one situation, he just blows right past his defender. So we just see the crazy speed that he has and how that's going to force teams to, have more help prepared for him. Here on this play, Embiid isn't dropped, so he just pulls up for the mid-range shot. So we see he has the counter to, teams playing to stop the drive. Here, Max Strus is on him, so he's just going to go around him and kind of finish through him. Great stuff right there from Ivey. Here on this play, we see how he's just going to bum rush his way to the paint and just, take away that space that Plumlee and him had and then just finish with his left hand. Just a great way to, take away that space to not allow to block or contest. And then here on this shot, we see Anthony Davis is kind of in drop, waiting for him to drive. So he's able to navigate around the screen and just knock down a mid-range shot. Great stuff right there. And then here on this play, we see in transition, he's getting into a full sprint. And we just see just how fast he is and just under control that he is, especially on that play right there. At times, he can be a little out of control for, having such crazy speed. But when he gets it under control, he usually finishes great. And we see again in transition, he just finishes through some contact. Great stuff right there. And then here on this play, poor Boban, he just drags Boban out. And then just crazy speed right here. Changes direction in a second. And then he just gets right to the layup, right to the rim for a free layup. Great stuff right there. Here on this play, stream from Jalen Duren. He just walked right into a midi. Looks really comfortable doing so. Like I said before, shot a pretty good percentage from mid-range this season. So it's good that he had such a viable counter, so young. And you see him knock down the three-point shot once again. So he was pretty solid, at catch and shoot threes. And then here on this play, he's in the passing lanes. And just look at how he doesn't, get challenged at the rim. And he just is able to dunk that ball. Great stuff right there. And then on this play, once again, we just see the breakneck speed and just the crazy athleticism as he just skies up for the emphatic slam. And then here on this play, we're going to see Jaden Ivey and just some of the passing stuff that he can do. Boban is going to try and come, over pin down screen. And as soon as Jalen Duren slips, Ivey is able to hit him in stride. Great pass right there. Has to be on time or it's going to be a turnover. Great stuff. And then here on this play, we see Ivey once again. And he just passes it to the other side of the court instead of passing it to the cutter. And he's able to find him for the wide open three. And then here on this play, we see Ivey. And he's going to cut through and just in one motion, live dribble, one hand, just throw the pass right to the cutter for the dunk. Great stuff right there. Just great feel. Just how effortless that was. Great stuff right there. And then here on this play, after a lot of chaos, Jaden Ivey is going to come up with the ball. He saves the ball first, and then he's able to spray it out to Boban. Just look at the velocity on that pass. That's what really stands out to me. His passes are not just lobs in the air. He's really throwing it, really fast. Here, a little gather move, makes Jalen Williams come up. That frees up Wiseman for the wide open dunk. And just a great way that Ivey, manipulated his defender. Great stuff right there. And then here on this play, he's calling for the screen. And then initially, the drive goes nowhere, so he goes over the screen. And then we see him jump in the air to manipulate Robert Williams to jump and contest it. And he's able to free Jalen Duren up for the wide open dunk. Great stuff right there from Duren and Ivey. And then here on this play, we see in transition, Jaden Ivey not only is a threat getting to the rim, but he's also a threat passing. And as soon as Hamidou Diallo was open for the dunk, he's able to hit him with a nice bounce pass. So I just like the quick decision making from Ivey. And just here, we see once again, he's able to just throw a pretty fast pass after jumping in the air. Jump passes are usually frowned upon, but Jaden Ivey is just really good at them. Here he forces the help from the strong side quarter. Pretty simple read, but I feel like him getting downhill is a really big part of why that guy had to help. And then here on this play, we're going to see him do a really great bounce pass to, hit Jalen Duren in stride, and he's able to get the dunk. And then here on this play, after another screen from Jalen Duren, he's able to just throw a really, really thread the needle type pass. And, that could have bounced off Brook Lopez and been a turnover, but the velocity allowed it to get there and then become an assist. And then here on this play, after being harassed by Scotty Barnes, look at how his eyes never went towards Alec Burks until he made the pass. And then he's able to knock down the three. So we see the manipulation with his eyes and just how he can just, manipulate guys, not just with his body, but with his eyes as well. Here, Once again, just showing off the velocity of the passes and, you know, how he can do it in midair, the creativity, great stuff right there. And then here on this play, once again, just in one motion, live dribble, with one hand, he just throws the pass right to Jalen Duren, and he's able to get the dunk. So I just really like the creativity and just manipulation and just the skill. As we see right here, once again, him leaping in the air forces the defender to come up and contest a shot and help. So I just really like the creativity that, you know, Ivy has, the velocity on his passes, and how him getting to the rim can kind of affect other big men and help and free up, you know, a lot of easy shots for his teammates. So Jaden Ivey, I think he's going to be perfect in Detroit, because he's going to be playing next to, you know, Cade Cunningham, Asar Thompson, Killian Hayes. So I showed you in these clips that he can kind of play off of them. Shot 37% on catch and shoot threes this season, and I also showed him, you know, attacking off the catch. And when you have a guy who's so athletic and you know, other guys who can kind of, you know, generate advantages, I feel like that's really important because, you know, he's going to have a lot of easier opportunities but not so much help, you know, geared towards him. But, you know, he's really great at getting to the rim. He was a really, you know, good mid-range shooter this season. So he has the self-creation tools that you want to see from a guy, but he can also pass and create things for his teammates as well. So I think Jaden Ivey is going to be a future all-star most likely, and I think he's going to be a really dominant guy in this league for a long time to come. He plays a lot like John Morant does, but only I feel like he's probably a better shooter than Ja was at this point in his career. So yeah, you know, we said to the end of this video, thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.